So you can't see at home that it's so funny because we're sitting here, and every time the intro comes on, those two over there is like,
Can't
I can't do that because I'd be out of breath.
That's how I count.
I used to headbang, and then I hurt my neck. I can't do it anymore. So
That code word for old.
if you see this show called Last of Us, I haven't seen it. And JR was griping about something the other day. JR, you want to set it up, or Mike, you set it up, whichever one of you was griping
I've only
about
watched
it.
one episode for
that's
this
true.
specific reason he's about to mention.
All right, JR, bring up your gripe that you were talking to me about.
Well, like when we get to the scene where she's been taken by another community who turns out to be cannibals, the show portrayed their leader as a Christian pastor, which was different than the game. The game did not emphasize that, but Hollywood decided to again put Christianity or a Christian pastor in a negative light rather than a positive one.
Was he a white guy?
He's a white guy, white as can be.
Of course. Well, I mean, it's not that far off. We're all cannibals here at our church.
We'd eat our own.
Yeah,
If it came
our
down
super
to it.
duper mega church. Huh?
Yeah, if it came down to it, sure, why not? You
Why
know?
not? If I had
I mean, that's what he said. We were hungry.
no.
So would he start eating?
There would never be an
church?
instance ever where I would eat somebody else.
Yeah, they were eating their own. Yeah. In this, I don't remember how it happened in the game, but that's what was happening in the show.
They were eating
Spoiler.
people from the congregation?
Yeah, if they had died or gotten sick, yeah, like the criminals, they had a little jail cell, and their punishment was to be eaten
Oh, gosh. I've wanted to bite the heads off people before.
because they
But not
tell Ellie that that's what's going to happen to her because she's been taken by them.
So your thought is, and you brought it up, and I thought about it some, is there an anti-Christian bias in movies?
Absolutely.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
Oh,
I think they're ignorant.
well,
You
there's
don't
no
think
thinking
they're
about that?
trying to make us look bad? They just think that you think that's what we.
I honestly think that's what they think we do. Is that sentence right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I flubbed it
I
before you got it
understood.
right.
Right. I think they don't know anything about us. They don't know anything about what we do. Have you ever seen, like, when they do a worship service in one of these shows? It's so funny because every time they do they show a church service, and if they're trying to do a contemporary service, it looks like a bunch of Stevie Wonders with muscular dystrophy. I mean, because they're all in there going. And it's like nobody I know worships like that.
Yeah.
True.
And then they have the pastor. The pastor's always what the stereotypical pastor.
Skinny
if you
jeans.
were going, if
Skinny
you didn't know anything about
jeans
Christianity,
and a tight shirt,
really
and
nice tight shirt,
Yeah.
really nice hair,
Long
really,
shirt, tight
yeah,
jeans. Yeah.
you know,
probably glasses.
yeah, like Garth. He looked. That's the stereotypical. Garth is the stereotypical.
Yeah.
We
Garth
can throw him
was
up there and you'd be like,
stereotypical. yeah. If we
That's
had a
the
picture
stereotypical-
of OG from
yeah,
Ireland, there we could throw it up there. But
Yeah.
The
I
Mike
don't know if he
Wieger
wears
type.
skinny jeans.
it's like Mike Wieger.
I don't know.
put
Does
him
he
up
wear
there.
skinny jeans?
Garth doesn't wear skinny jeans.
How do you?
They don't sell those in Ireland.
Okay, just kilts.
They wear kilts and burlap sacks.
That's Scottish. They wear kilts.
It's the same area. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like us doing a movie about the Irish people.
Yeah.
We'd have no clue.
Oh yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be wearing kilts and I'd have bagpipes and all the whole 9 yards.
right, and they'd all be walking around. They'd all look like leprechauns
where's me Lucky Charms?
and drinking beer all the time.
Oh, there would be alcohol. Everywhere.
Yeah, it'd be like
Yeah.
a scene where the guy gets up, gets ready, goes to work, and his wife goes, "Here, here's a mug of beer."
I
See ya, thanks,
can
son.
just imagine actually going to work in Ireland. I think
Right.
they would have beer on tap
They don't have
at your work.
They don't
Like
have a
you
coffee
walk
maker.
in.
They have
Yeah.
like a little. They have a keg.
Yeah.
They just in the morning.
Yeah.
Got to have this before I go to
Feel
work.
free to correct us in the comments, G, if we're wrong.
Yeah,
but I
and
don't
their vending
think we
machines
are.
at the office have like Budweiser and all that stuff coming out of them. But
They don't drink Budweiser over there.
No,
Their beer's
no,
real
no,
They
beer.
gotta have the good
Yeah,
stuff.
they
Yeah.
have the
They
thick
have-
stuff.
yeah.
It looks like molasses. You
Yeah.
drink that stuff. But I just think they're ignorant when it comes to this stuff. There are some. I thought it was interesting when you brought that up that in The Walking Dead when they did it. Remember the pastor
He
that
was
they had in there, and
scared to death
and
of everything.
He was the wimp,
yeah.
and he was the one who he locked himself in the church apparently while his
And
congregation
locked
died
them-
outside.
Yeah, locked the entire congregation.
I think he redeemed himself down
he
the
did.
road.
In the end, he kind of redeemed
But-
himself, but he got weird in the end too.
But they
So,
took every little liberty, like all the legalistic things, some legalistic and some like full out sins that we would be accused of. They put on him. He was a cussing pastor. I'll say we may or may not be talking about that on another show. But
What?
but he also was in a premarital sexual relationship with somebody on the show. All these things that Christians are called hypocrite for, they put on him and just made it normal.
Well,
And he
they're-
was the
they're
He's
just
pastor.
a
like-
typical liberal pastor.
They're just
Yeah,
like it's the,
exactly.
well, yeah.
He was a United Church of Christ pastor, probably. That's what it was.
Well, they're going to use the
'Cause you can
excuse
do all
it was
those
the
things.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
You know, it's the apocalypse. You can let some stuff slide.
That's what I never understood about The Walking Dead. You're in the middle of Georgia and you're walking around, you're meeting all these different people, and you don't meet one Christian.
Yeah. Just the one pastor, that's it. Yeah.
You meet more lesbians than you meet Christians.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's like you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Christian in Georgia.
Yeah, that's the Bible Belt.
Yeah. And it's just like there's no Christians. The zombies ate all of them.
No, I think it's all throughout it. What is it's not Yellowstone. What's the other that takes place in Wisconsin? I don't remember the show, but it's another show, and they have a preacher or a pastor that does service on the lakefront there at this community, and it turns out that it's just a front for spreading cocaine during his church services. It's like every chance they get, they just drive it in there.
You
Like,
get more people in like that.
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. We've already talked about the stripper poles and cake parties.
I mean, it's don't mention that on YouTube. We'll get.
You can't do what?
That was the episode that got the cat.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the COVID.
No,
Now
Gosh.
you did it.
no, yeah, no. That's second
it.
strike. Here
That's
it comes.
it. Nobody's
All
gonna
right.
watch this episode
Yep.
because it's gonna be.
No, it was that episode that got the strike.
No, we said so. They thought we had to strike against us. If you don't know,
Don't say it again.
What?
Don't talk about the election again.
Oh,
the
that's what it
election.
was. Yes. We talked about how there might have been some abnormalities in the
There was-
in
in-
this
in the co-
process of
in-
where we get together.
In the fairest election we've ever had. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah, absolutely. The 100%
Absolutely the
most fair
fairest
election.
election.
Ever.
Yes, Biden well deserved those 11 million extra
Cut
votes.
the
than
rumble
Obama.
to see the strip where we don't say that.
Yeah, we may go to Rumble one day. I seriously, I think we are pushed so far down in the algorithm that they just,
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't
or
care
at least
about
that's what
us.
we'll blame our low view count on.
Yeah, that's what I'm blaming it
Other
on.
than the fact that people just don't like us.
Well,
but
they
that's
can-
okay.
They can suck it.
Yeah, they can. But I don't know if there is an anti-Christian bias. Well, I would say is there an anti-religion bias, but they never go after the Muslims because the Muslims are going to firebomb your house.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. That's why nobody ever goes after
They're going
them.
to follow through. Christians will just be like, we don't like it.
Well,
but
it's like
fine.
it's just like if there's a Christian on the screen, it's not a Bible believing Christian. It's some stereotypical, hypocritical Christian.
But I go back
that
on
makes
what
it to the
Lee
screen.
said, where it's almost an ignorance thing. It's like that's what they think Christians.
That's what they think we
are.
do.
Yeah,
It could be.
that's- yeah.
That we sit around thinking of all the evil that we can do in a day
But then if you weigh that against,
and how we're just going to yell at gays.
like you were talking about, we don't watch television anymore. We sit around and watch for when's the first gay couple going to show up, and the gay couple is always shown in a positive light, right? Never any negativity put on them.
Yeah, the gay person's never the axe murderer.
Yeah,
And hence the reason I stopped watching this after episode 1.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the second episode because I
Was
heard
it two
about
or
it.
three? It was 2 or 3. I can't
I
remember.
think it was 2.
Uh,
Maybe it's 3.
Completely
Whatever
useless
episode it
episode, by the
was,
way.
I was like, doop, I'm out.
We watch, seriously, we watch like British murder mystery shows. We like those shows, detective shows. And we just got kind of a running joke now when my wife and I watch it. We're not trying to figure out who did it. We're trying to figure out who's gay. Because one of those people on there is going to be gay.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
they
like,
gotta have it now.
who's the gay person?
They
Because they
gotta
just
have it
got to
now.
put them in there. We were watching a fantastic show called The Recruit. And they had a gay character in there, but it was so... Because it had 2 or 3 scenes and 2 or 3 shows where he was just like, I just want to get married and have kids. And he said that 3 different times. And it's just like, they're so desperate to push it in there. If it just happens naturally, okay, fine. But it's just like, this is the token gay person we have put
Yeah.
in here.
It's handled completely different now. Like you go back and watch Friends from 20 years ago. That was a public homosexual relationship in a show, and nobody cared about it.
Nobody
Yeah,
cared.
because
It wasn't
they
front and
weren't
center.
pushing
It wasn't shoved down your
they
throat
weren't
every
pushing an
episode. Yeah.
agenda.
They had jokes about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Ross
it
is just
was-
like, I wasn't good
ab-
enough. My wife left me for a woman. You know,
Yeah,
it was a joke.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, we're going to have one on every
Mm-hmm.
every show. But I think it's part of the narrative of they're wanting you to think that they comprise basically 50% of the population.
And even more so, like if you watch the new Thor, there's like 5 on-screen relationships. None of them are heterosexual.
I didn't watch the new Thor.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for it and was like, nah.
We
Hard
watched
pass.
it.
I think this is. I think it's going to backfire. I think once you do this stuff, and most Christians, including ourselves, we're just kind of like, if that's what you want to do, fine. You know.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a Marvel movie since Homecoming. The last Spider-Man. That was it.
I've watched all of
I've
them
not
except
watched a single
Wakanda.
one after
I haven't seen any of them.
because I don't care. I watched Spider-Man was good.
Mhm.
There was nothing weird in it. It had awesome characters.
Because Andrew Garfield was there.
Best Spider-Man ever.
But you know what? It you think they would learn after a little while, because when you just do this where you have a good story and you just don't try to beat people over the head with political issues, people like the movie.
Well, look at what Disney's doing with The Little Mermaid.
Oh my god!
I don't want to know.
Oh, you haven't seen the live action?
I don't wanna
Little
know.
Mermaid? Ariel's now black,
They changed the entire story.
And they ruined the crab.
and they've ruined every character in it, and they're getting destroyed on YouTube.
Yeah.
1.5 million dislikes or whatever on their video to like 200,000.
And that's just
upvotes.
pandering. And if I'm a black person, I'm offended by that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't you just make the movie like it was?
No, there was a way to do this right. You want black Disney stars? Create new stars. Create new
There's a
Absolutely.
characters.
novel idea.
Don't replace the old ones. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a novel idea.
But they just when you start bashing people over the head with stuff, and it's the same with Christianity, they don't like it, and that goes for everything. And it's just like, you do what you want to do, that's fine. But when you invade my life and tell me I have to do something, you guys, all of us, we're just like, you tell us
you're
to
like,
do
nope,
something,
I'm out.
we're not going to do it. You have to accept this. You have to go along with this. It's like, I'm not going to go along with it. And the more that you do it, the more I'm going to turn you off, and I'm just not going to watch this stuff.
I am more than happy to never watch another Marvel movie again.
and
I don't care. They've ruined it for me.
And
I
they're
don't
getting
care
away with it
anymore.
now because it's still a good show.
Yeah.
But just as soon as they start having bad shows, then everybody's going to get tired of it really
Just
fast,
like-
just because of this.
Just like John Wick. I'll go watch John Wick. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping they're not throwing a whole bunch of weird stuff in it. I don't think they will.
Right.
But like I said, Marvel, I'm done. Don't care. They could bring out my dream Marvel movie tomorrow, and nope, don't even care
Well,
anymore.
Marvel got cocky because Marvel was like, we've got all these people watching us. We can do whatever we want to,
Yep,
and they're
we
still
can
going
start
to
throwing
watch.
the woke in.
And they're true because Christians, we've talked about this, Christians are just kind of like, they don't ever take a stand against anything.
Yeah.
And they'll continue to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so what can you do? I mean,
Just stop watching it.
stop watching
Just
it.
stop watching it. Eventually, when they lose so much money,
Right.
just like Disney's talking about this new Mermaid movie thing, and how about it's going to bomb. If that movie bombs terribly, and the next woke movie they make bombs terribly, eventually
Yeah.
they're going to stop throwing
And
money at a.
They've had 2 bombs in a row, haven't they? With Lightyear, and then the one that
Lightyear bombed.
the one that
miserably
came after
because-
that did too. Yeah.
Because and my kids were like wanting to watch it. Nope,
Nope.
absolutely not.
no.
And then Top Gun comes out, kicks everybody's butt.
Top Gun is still, I think, up there in the top sellers. Like it's just,
It's being ridiculed now because it's not woke enough.
yeah, and I doubt Tom Cruise cares as he's
I know,
swimming in
but
his pool of money.
Those idiots are just sitting there and they're like, how in the world is this movie popular?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're the smartest
And you
guys
know
on
what?
earth.
It had black people, and it had a woman fighter pilot.
Yep,
And it had
absolutely.
all these things, and no one cared.
Nobody cared.
It was like, that's good. Fantastic for them. But they didn't push any agenda. It was bad guys, good guys.
Yep.
And there was
That-
no religion in it, which is better than
Yeah,
putting
yeah,
a
they're-
poor representation of religion in it.
Yes.
And because they just did not do a negative portrayal
Yeah.
of the military, then it's seen as a propaganda film.
Mm.
Right.
And it's like, I'm going to tell you guys something. Every movie that you put out is a propaganda film.
Yeah.
Every single movie. And people are tired of it. They're just not watching this stuff. And the theaters, there are movies coming out who are getting nothing.
Yes.
Nobody's going to see them.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what movie it was. Opened on like 3,400 theaters and made like Shazam. Shazam
yeah.
went woke.
It flopped.
The new Ant-Man apparently did not make its money back either.
Right.
So, I mean, once again, here you go with all these woke movies coming out. Nobody cares. We
You
don't want
would
to watch
think,
it
yeah.
anymore.
Wakanda Forever. Everybody's like, who cares?
Oh, yeah. I actually had some. I know
That's the
somebody
one I
that went
care the
and
least
watched
about.
it.
I
Yeah.
probably won't watch that one.
Yeah, he went and watched it, and he said, I felt bad for being white. Just sitting there watching. He was like, it was
Yeah.
terrible. Like I could.
You can't do this stuff, and they're going to continue to do it. And they're going to continue to lose money.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be about companies were all about making money,
Mhm.
and now they don't care anymore. So I don't know. Well, that's enough talk about that. We'll go on to the next show.